Good evening. It is Kaylee Schnack here to talk to you, one of the principals of a school in USD 407. I'm here to talk to you tonight about religion in schools. One of the reasons that I have brought this topic up is because our society is ever changing and it provides us the opportunity to reflect as a district to make sure that we're providing the best education we can to our students. We have taken the initiative to be culturally diverse in our school system. So, again, looking through a different lens and reflecting on what we are doing and what we can do better if need be, and then meeting the social emotional needs of all students. So when I was researching religion in schools, I came across the U.S. Department of Education website, and it provided insight into rights of students, rights of staff, some other things to kind of think of. And I wanted to share this with you. So, the top things that I found about the rights of students was that they're able to express their beliefs in schoolwork without being penalized. So, if they are wanting to write about what happens in their religion or how they celebrate their religion as a part of a schoolwork assignment, they can do that free will, and they cannot be punished for what they write or how that assignment is put out by a teacher or administration. They can have organized prayer groups and clubs within the school. So if there's a group of students that want to pray before school, or if they want to gather and do a Bible study, they are more than welcome to do that. They can pray when they're not engaged in school activities or instruction. So if a teacher is teaching math, they cannot say, "Well, it's my religion. I need to pray." They have to do it on their time. So that could be during recess, that could be in passing period, that could be before after school, at lunchtime. Um, it's their time when they're not engaged in school activities. And then they can also read religious material. So if they finish an assignment early and they have a Bible or something that they want to read that is sentimental or close to their heart, that's what they can read. And we, as educators and administrators, cannot interrupt that. When looking at the U.S. Department of Education, we also had some rights of staff members. And I think this is really important to analyze and look at because we have a lot of staff members that are involved with different religions outside of school. And so I just wanted to cover that. So, staff members can participate in prayer during their personal time. So, that could be when they're on their break. That could be when they're on their lesson planning time. That can be even outside of school. When they're not contracted, they can pray. They can lead religious organizations during public time. So most churches are held on like a Sunday or a Wednesday night or a Saturday evening. That's public time, and they can be involved in those. They can teach religion when it aligns to the curriculum and does not favor one religion. So we have teachers that like students to learn all about the world and different cultures and religions, and that is perfectly fine as long as they are not favoring one religion. So um, we are really familiar with Christmas and Christianity. That is fine that they talk about Christmas or teach Christmas. But if they're doing a curriculum around the world, they need to also talk about Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and all of the other different religions. So that way the students can really be in depth with the different curriculum and the different religions and how they're all celebrated, because not everybody celebrates things the way we do. It's all different, and it's very insightful and very knowledgeable. But we just need to make sure that we are not favoring one religion. Um, we have what's called the equal access right, which means that we must treat all groups equally regardless of religion. So that's just not being discriminatory towards one religion or another. And I think it's just really important that we're respectful of religion because that is a personal thing, and it has an emotional connection. And what you believe is what you believe. The other part that they said is that um, a staff member cannot lead students in prayer. So if a staff member says, "Okay, let's pray in school," that's a huge no-no. They can't do that. And then staff members may not attempt to persuade students to participate in religious organizations. So I know that there's Wednesday night communion or class. Teachers can't or staff members can't say, "I'll give you extra credit if you come to this tonight." That is also a huge no-no. Other things to consider is holiday programs. No student should be forced to participate in a program if it offends their religious beliefs. If somebody doesn't believe in, let's say, Christmas, then they shouldn't be forced to participate in a Christmas or holiday program. Um, it's uncomfortable, and we want to make sure that our students are getting what they need and not feeling that uncomfortableness. Um, and then something else to consider is praying before and after sporting events. I know that that's a huge thing in athletics. And that's great if students want to lead that, but staff members cannot lead it. Staff members can be a part of it, but they cannot lead in prayer. Um, why do these rights exist? So the First Amendment is the big one. We have the right to free exercise of religion. However, that's the big umbrella. However, the Establishment Clause, it puts a little bit more of a boundary on that and says that school-sponsored prayer is not allowed and cannot be required. And that is just because we have people that come from all over. Yes, the United States is a free country and we celebrate all religions. Um, and that's where they take that from is we are a public school and so we want to celebrate all religions and we can't just focus in on one and do one prayer for one religion. So, and that came from the Pew Research Center when I was doing my research. So, my concluding thoughts are if we're going to be the leaders of our district, we need to be educated and make sure that we're holding each other accountable in the laws regarding church and school so that we can protect our students. And we need to remember those goals that we set as a district, that we want to be culturally diverse and that we want to meet the social emotional well-being of all students. Here are the references I found and utilized for this presentation. And at this time, I want to open it up for discussion and I want to hear your thoughts. And I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. So the floor is open. Thank you.